What's up? I'm Michael Antonio, and today we're talking about Bishme Cromartie and Dawn Richard. Welcome back to another episode of the Studio Retrospect, and today we're talking about Bishme Cromartie and Dawn Richard and how we all came together and created magic. So for those of you who do not know, the Studio Retrospect is a series that I have started where I'll be going over photo shoots that I've done in the past with amazing people and going over photo shoots that defined and shaped my career. Because every photo has a story and every photo is a moment. In this episode, I'm going to take you behind the lens for a shoot that brought together two creative forces, Bishme Cromartie and Dawn Richard. And me. I've known of Bishme for many years. Even when we were first starting, we knew of each other and we knew we had to figure out a way to work with each other. And we did. This particular photo shoot was like a full circle moment for me even then. We shot this back in 2013. And, you know, people don't know, I'm from the Bronx, but I spent so much of my time in Baltimore. And I've seen so many creative people come out of that city, and Bishme is one of them. Bishme actually went to high school with my sister, I believe, so that's how far back it goes. So this was back in 2013, so this was obviously long before he won Project Runway. But looking at him winning Project Runway now and working with him, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by that at all because he's actually a genius. Before the fashion world caught on, Baltimore already knew. You know, I have to commend Bishme because his understanding of fabric and structure and how clothes can accentuate the silhouette or change the silhouette. He had a really good hold on that at a very young age, you know, so it's always been there. And when we linked up for this shoot with Dawn, it felt like three artists coming together to make magic. You know, we were all kind of coming into our own in a way and having this creative baby. We actually put together this photo shoot very organically. I believe Bishme contacted me to collaborate on something, and we were trying to figure out the best way to do that. Because even at the time that we were working together, we both had some celebrity clients under our belt, and, you know, we worked with a few people individually and respectfully. So we were like, well, what kind of way can we come together and collaborate and do something really cool? And one day he messaged me like, yeah, I have Dawn and we want to do a shoot. And I was like, I'm down. We shot it in Baltimore, Maryland, which is very befitting. And it was at a hotel. It wasn't in a studio. We made a studio. We rented out a hotel conference room, something very similar to what I did with Eva, if you watch that video. And I bought a whole bunch of stuff with me. I bought, you know, background rolls and, you know, equipment and all of these things to kind of make a studio within that space. It was a very intimate shoot. There were some glam that was there. I can't remember the name of the glam team that did her hair and her makeup, so I apologize for that. If I find out who it is, I will make sure that I credit you in the description of the video. But from my recollection, it was just me, Dawn, Bishme on the shoot. And again, I believe there was some glam there. Obviously, who did her makeup and her hair. Bishme styled Dawn in all his designs, of course. And they were all sculptural and avant-garde and way ahead of their time. That's one thing I can say about Bishme. He was always designing for the future. And right now, I think we're just kind of catching up to his aesthetic. You know, he had this beautiful pattern, this orange and blue striped pattern. It was that the fabric was patterned, and he structured it with these like beautiful shoulder pieces. And it was just really, really cool. This gold number, which was incredible, and it accentuated the hips and everything kind of flared out. You know, she was like wrapped in this gold exaggerated foil, like a rose unfolding in this digital landscape. It was amazing. It was amazing what his garments were able to do to the silhouette. It's one of my favorite things about working with Bishme. And one thing I remember when I was working with Bishme on this photo shoot, because he was like one of the first like serious designers that I was like working with at the time, I just kept thinking like, oh, these aren't just clothes. These aren't just clothes. They were shields. They were powerful and regal. And Dawn didn't just wear, the clothes. She moved in them. She brought them to life. She was striking pose after pose after pose and just accentuating them. And it was so cool to see. She gave me angles, lines, and storytelling. That was fun. And Dawn was really sweet on the shoot. I remember she was just very, very kind and humble and was down to do whatever, and a really great model. I think that's something to be said, because I think some people think, oh, just because someone's a public figure or because they sing or they act, that means that they're going to be a great model in front of the lens. And those are not synonymous things. Dawn is an excellent model. She knows how to wear clothes, and she doesn't let anything wear her. And I've noticed that even since we've done that shoot and her progression in style and seeing how she's elevated, I'm like, oh, that makes sense, because that girl knows how to wear a garment. What I do different now with the shoot with Dawn and Bishme, oh man. Looking back, I wish I'd filmed more. I say this every time with every video. It's going to be a common theme, because I didn't at that time document so much of my life, because I was tunnel vision, just like focused on getting the job done, onto the next project. And I didn't have anybody else documenting things for me. I was documenting everybody else's life. I was doing the behind the scenes videos and recording everything that they were doing and taking pictures and all these kind of things. And nobody was doing that for me. So there's like no true snapshots of certain parts of my life outside of what's in my head. So looking back, that's something that I would do, because even going back to this photo shoot, I'm like, wow, me and Bishme didn't even take a selfie together. We took no pictures together. And that's so strange to me. Like, I have a picture with Dawn, he took a picture with Dawn, and he has some behind the scenes pictures from the shoot. I didn't take any. And that's all that I really have from this shoot. So again, this is a lesson that I'm constantly learning as I'm doing this series more, is that I have to start taking more, just start documenting my life, start showing that proof that I was there. And how I would shoot this differently now, like what I would do now shooting wise, I mean, it'd be a whole different experience, okay? Mood board walls, color lighting, gels, maybe an LED floor. I don't know. Is that dramatic? An LED floor? Is that doing too much? I don't know. But anyway, it'd be very dramatic, very, very much on that level. But the truth is, the shoot didn't really need that. It didn't really need all of the bells and whistles. It just needed the talent that was there, and we delivered. So since this shoot, it brings me great joy to see how all of us humbly have excelled and grown. And Bishme has won Project Runway. And, Bishme, I haven't had the chance to publicly congratulate you. So congratulations on that. I'm not surprised that you won. You've always been immensely talented. And I'm so proud of you. And congratulations once again. And I hope that we get a chance to work together again. That would be really fun. And Dawn, I'm so proud of you as well. I hope I get to photograph you as well. The music that you have created since then has been immaculate, and it's really, really a testament to your songwriting skills and how much you love performing. So bravo to you both. I just love that this shoot was a moment where I was capturing them both, like at this ascent. We were all kind of growing. And looking back, that was a privilege. And I'm grateful. And I'm happy that I was able to document that moment. So, some final reflections on this. I've been building powerful images and brands and developing people's looks, all of these kind of things for nearly 2 decades. Capturing artists, icons, athletes, fashion designers, everyone in between. But overall, capturing moments that define true collaboration and true Black creativity. And this was one of those moments. A designer, a muse, and a photographer. You know, a city and a lens. It was just really very simple ingredients, and that's how you make the best things. You know, but truly the shoot was a reflection of, you know, where we come from and where we're going. So if you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. The studio retrospect continues next week, and we're going to be talking about Lauryn Hill and the Wu-Tang Clan, so you definitely don't want to miss that one.